of delWine Club into the 15th year, part of the celebrations that we're having today. I think I say that this evening is historical. It is. Sometimes, most of the time, we are doing different things, but I am very, very proud of this evening. I think this is something which we are doing. We are doing something very, very meaningful. And all of you are. In fact, let me introduce, before I proceed further, Craig Wedge. He's the Chief Brand Consultant.
Did you call me a bugger?
No.
Did you say this bugger?
You heard that, yeah. I know communication, yeah, okay.
I've only had 2 glasses of wine, so
yeah. Okay, and from Fratelli. And I said Chief Brand Consultant because 2 days ago, I thought he was a brand consultant, but from today, and especially today, we have 30 honorary brand consultants from Fratelli, so he becomes the chief brand consultant.
That means I'm out of a job.
No, you're the chief, boss. You're the chief, You're the chief.
I'm the chief of all the Indians.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is a path-breaking evening today, so far as I'm concerned. Unless some bloggers in the Facebook think that's all nonsense. I talked about this evening to Kapil Sekri about a year ago when we had the last dinner at Olive, and I told him that now the time has come that Indian wines should be treated with the respect that they deserve, and we want to pit your Fratelli wines against wines that you import from different countries and which are comparable to Fratelli. Now, some of you may not even know that Fratelli has been importing wine at least for the last couple of years, and some of them are really, really excellent wines. I will not take the train to that side, but we have today 8 wines which are to be judged blind. And with a little bit of international judging experience that I have made sure that it is to the international specifications, to international quality. And each of you, please be sure that you are a judge. You are like a high court judge. You've got the evidence is in the bottle, it's in the plate. Nothing beyond that. It's a fun evening. You'll really enjoy the whole proceeding. And I must say that where's the chef Priyam is not here?
He's in the kitchen.
Where's Pradeep?
Right here, sir.
Pradeep, please convey the message to him. And Chef Priyam has failed today. I must warn you. Because when we were making the menu, he said, sir, appetizing ki koi zarurat nahi hai because people don't eat food. You know? I said, look, people come from Gurgaon, they're stuck in traffic for 45 minutes or 1 hour or whatever, they want to eat something. He said, okay, I'll give something light.
1.5 hours.
But the snacks that he served already, I'm ready to go to sleep. I've eaten so much, I must admit. So he is a genius, and so I don't want to build up an expectation, but you got Picasso coming, you got Hussein coming, and all those people are coming to entertain you. But the main focus is, one of the focuses is on the wines today, without the food and with the food. So what have we done? Craig selected 8 wines. I don't know which wines are where because we kept it totally blind. I told you right at the beginning, it's a very, very serious, very, very meaningful evening because the results will be absolutely transparent, totally neutral, and we want to know who likes what in India about these wines. So Kapil, when I talked to him, was very excited about it. It took us a bit of time for logistics, and then he told me to discuss with Craig, and Craig and I have been talking about for the last 3 months, dates and the wines and what to pair with what and stuff like that. And I think that has given us a great evening to start with for our gastronomical experience. But at the end of the evening, we will have each one of you give me a sheet that is in front of you. One is the menu, the other is a sheet. And the sheet has 8 columns, basic columns. Actually there are more. There is, first column is I and F. I is for Indian and F is for foreign. Now this is going to be your guess if it's an Indian wine or foreign wine. Don't worry about it. I'm wrong 90% of the time, so it's no problem. So you put I and you put F, it's okay. Then you don't know the name of the wine. You know that 1 and 2, 3 and 4 are similar grapes. So it could kind of confuse you a little bit, but at the same time it'll help you a little bit of benchmarking both the wines against each other. You'll be served 2 wines on each course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But you don't know. I don't know. Is 1 Indian, 3 Indian, 5 Indian, 7 Indian? No. It's done at random. And only Craig knows, and he's not tell anybody on that.
How about 2 glasses of wine? I've forgotten anyway.
Okay, so you know, the whole idea is, like I said, the scoring. Now, before I go to scoring, I want to invite Craig to say a few words.
A few words? Goodness gracious.
Yeah, that's it. I underlined a few words.
He's never given Aussie a couple of glasses of wine and a microphone.
That's one glass of wine, you know.
How about 1 glass of wine? It was a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, greetings, salutations, g'day, how's it going? Welcome to a very, very unique evening. I've been here 11 years, so I'm more Mumbaikar than I am Australian, which is quite interesting. Ever since I arrived, though, Indian wine has always been a contentious issue in terms of quality. No 6, there were some scary things in the bottle. And I know, working in hotels and restaurants and around India, that when anyone ever sees an Indian wine on the wine list, it's always a derogatory sort of, Indian wine. Tonight is kind of we want to try and flip that around so people understand one important thing, that over the last 10 years, Indian wine has come of age. Indian wine has evolved. Is it as good as? Is it better? Is it betterer? These are the things that you're going to discover this evening. My job is never to say that Fratelli is better than anything else in this country. My job is never to say that imported wine is better than Indian wine. You are the determination this evening. So really this evening is really about the one important thing. How do we look at Indian wine? Can we look at it differently? Hopefully what you'll see in the 8 glasses this evening will change your tone. Will make you look at things just a little differently, because we in the Indian wine industry need you, the Indian people, to fly that flag very, very high for us first, before France, before Italy, before Australia. We need Indian wine to be at the forefront of your thoughts and your process of your dinner table. So this evening is all about that. It's about fun, it's serious. The wine is never meant to be serious. At the end of the day, after 8 glasses of wine, you guys are not going to be serious anyway. So it is all about a great night of fun and entertainment. It's a great night of not too much banter. It's music.
But we might as well tell them now that we will be serving 75 ml, so you don't get drunk by the last one. The last wine is the most important in that sense.
Yes.
And so keep your senses. There will be plenty of wine, plenty of music, plenty of dancing. It's going to be a great long night. But we want to follow that 75 ml. Please don't insist on pour me extra. No. You will get later on whatever you want.
You'll be sober until 10. Okay?
Till 10:30.
Until 10:30. Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again. Welcome and enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Let me go over the sheet. Yes. We've got one capo, one moderator on each table, and there's a reason for that. Don't ask me the reason. The women and men who have been assigned are all good looking. That's why you've got this job. Okay? So they have some more experience in terms of pouring, or in terms of knowing the wine, in terms of experience with judging or tasting or whatever. So they have been put there so that they can moderate, help you a little bit if you have any doubt, and keep you in check in terms of being synchronous with the rest of the group. Of course, Craig will be conducting the evening, which means that when is the wine 1 and 2 served, 3 and 4 served, each wine will be served in the course. And whenever we have time, we'll have music playing, and afterwards, of course, after before the dessert, music will come on. Okay, so this is the sheet which I prepared. 8 wines, no confusion, wine number 1 to 8. So you will know wine number. Please ask for, if you want to have more wine for any reason, for judging or retasting, I want wine number 3 or 2 or whatever, but we will have 2 wines at a time in each course, and after that scoring is done, you will not change, you will not ask for the wine, and you will continue on to the next wine. Okay, I told you I and F, you simply write I or F on the column. Color, now okay, people ask me, some people were kind of concerned and worried that, we're not professional judges, neither am I. But the point is that some of us are more experienced, and maybe others have not. And also I should tell you, Greg, I don't know if you know it or not, sometimes people call it Arora Wine Club, by the way, because I dictate the rules. And so it was my rule, arbitrary, that members before 1st January of 2015 will be official judges for the competition or the tasting, whatever you want to call it. The idea was not that others cannot, but the thing is others are probably a little bit more tuned to wine and our style of doing things and my telling them to shut up and things like that. So I don't know other guys so well. So we've kept that, but it does not mean that you're not judging. All of you, please give your points and we'll keep your sheets, but you'll not calculate, because end of the day, this is, I think, is a very serious evening, and there will be some reports. And we prepared, Indian Wine Academy and Fratelli, I'm sure, will prepare the report, and it's all on computers and everything else. So we want the results to be as professional as possible. So you give, in a wine tasting, what is wine tasting? No big deal. Everybody can do it with just a bit of practice. Yeah. Okay, so the 4 things that you taste, and that's where I need you to focus on. First is color, given there 10 to 9. 10 on the left is the maximum points you can give, on the right is the minimum points you can give. So I kept things within control, within a parameter, so we don't go really wild on it, because you're going to take average of your score. And I should also tell you that mostly in the world, everywhere in the world, color gets full points unless you feel it's not clear, or the particles, or the color is off. A white wine is an orangish color, the red wine, they got a weird color, so you think, no, I don't like it, so you give 9 points for that. Next is bouquet. Now bouquet aromas is a wonderful thing, and it's one of the key things that make wine different from other beverages, we all know that. So bouquet in every competition, every tasting has a very special place, and here we have 30 points maximum and 21 points minimum. Now, it does not mean that a wine that the aromas hit you on the face, like a Gewürztraminer maybe, or some of the aromatic wine, so they are at 30 points. No. There's a quality of the bouquet, the complexity of the wine, and the aromas, and the length of your nose. But don't worry too much about it, but just think that 30 to 21 is what you are supposed to get. Flavor, that's a key thing, of course, and they are 40 to 30 points. For 40 is the maximum. Again, things like, how do you like the acidity, how's the balance, how's the equilibrium. Don't worry about the technical terms, but just see how you like the wine in total. And so 10 points for that, 40 for that. And aftertaste is very, very important. I really think that there should be more 10, but 10 is the standard number. I think a simple wine and a quality wine is generally differentiated between the aftertaste. The beautiful Bordeaux wine or the Burgundy wine, it goes on in your aftertaste. So that's what you love. Overall impression, you think that 10 or 7. You love the wine, give it 10. If you don't like it, give it 7. Don't give 0, 5 or 6. Total score is 100 to 74. Minimum you give it 74, and maximum you can give it 100. Now, here is the key thing, which is purely my invention, but it's based on certain procedures and certain regimen. At the bottom is the medal score. There is a B minus, it says 84, and then there's a G plus, which is 95. Everybody saw that? Anybody didn't see at the bottom? So, idea of a tasting is to give a medal to a wine. Does this wine deserve a medal? Or is it an ordinary wine? This case we are saying commended wine. We will not give less than 80 today. But then the score varies from 84 to 95 and the medal. Now why I'm giving the medals? Because some of you may feel, what the heck, I'm going to write all this and I have to add and maybe I'm wrong and this and that. Always the key thing in any competition, I do it many times, and I don't care what to say, many people do it, they may not admit it. You taste the wine and say, oh, this wine, I think it deserves a silver medal. So then you say, okay, you go backward. Okay, silver, all right, this bouquet I give so much, and oh, scored 1 plus minus, okay, you rub the score, change it, okay, silver, you're happy. And this is accepted norm, and most people who you want to say something? Yeah.
If we don't change the figures, if we don't change the numbers, and we still think it deserves a bronze.
See, you can do.
Why do we have to change the numbers?
I will tell you. I'll come to that. I'll tell you. I'll come to that right away. And that is, this is not a serious competition in the sense that not an exam or anything. You give your score, individual score, based on what you feel, and then you're welcome to discuss with others, and your moderator, you can ask Lavina, she can tell you, okay, what do you think of the, maybe she looks at your sheet or says, oh, you're going very low, very high. Like, well, okay, what do you think of that? Or ask somebody, or you can ask her, a little bit of discussion, and then you can change the score. Changing means, please do not overwrite, cross, and then write, So if you give 89, and then you discuss not by copying from other people. Please understand, cheating is not allowed, your opinions are allowed. Let's be very honest, this is not something to joke about. Don't say, okay, I don't know anything about you giving 88, okay, I'll give 87. No, not like that. You do your thing, and if you think that, why are you giving 87? I'll expect Lavina and Prithvi and Ankul or Suresh to ask them, look, why are you giving 87? I'm giving 95. So then maybe you can change the score, okay? So you discuss, and there is a reason, and that's the whole idea of this evening. So, if you want, Craig is there, you can even ask him. He's not judging, so he's there, okay? So that's where you change the score. The other thing I've done over here is the medal right away. Gold, commended, silver, bronze, and commended silver, bronze, silver, and gold, in that order. So you can yourself decide, you forget about all the points, you can take the medal right away. Okay, and this is where I've devised this 10-point thing, totally my doing. You say silver, you say, I don't think it deserves silver. Maybe the silver minus is better. Or maybe the bronze plus is better. One of the two. So that's where you kind of tweak your own you have your own discussion in your mind, and you do it accordingly. So it gives you a wider range and gives you a finer selection of giving the points. So if you want, you can give the grades over there, and what we will do is, we'll convert your grades to the points, and then all the points will be added up, and then we'll take out the average, and we know the wine is B plus or B minus. So what is going to happen is, one wine may be B plus, the other may be B. So B plus gets a better scoring than B. So that is the whole idea. This is a mathematical exercise. We will not touch anything, we will not change anything. Simply adjustment. I think I'll probably catch Suresh on that. He's very good at that. He was our official tabulator for India Wine Award in Bombay. So we will probably use his services for that. Yeah, you have a question maybe? Sorry, where is the mic? Hand mic. Yeah.
So just a quick question. What is the scale for this score food plus wine? Is it 0 to 10, 0 to 100?
Sorry, which one?
Food plus wine.
Okay, a wonderful question. Now here is the key thing. You see, end of the day, wine is to be consumed with food, okay? And that's why a Delhi Wine Club is existing. We taste wine in competition without food, always. A few competitions which I've been judging at Cathay Pacific in Hong Kong, and we started that in India Wine Award in Bombay this year. We say, how does the wine go with the food? So therefore, it's a very interesting exercise for yourself and for us, because we'll be doing separate scoring on that. You take a wine, and I'll give you a very good example. I was there at a dinner at Megu the other day, and there were wines from Chateau Saint Michel. And by the Greg, there also serve white, red. As you see, the wines today are white, red. Now there is a bit of a non-conventional thing, but of late, for the last couple of years, there is a change in thinking, and people are saying, let's chop the palette a little bit, and from white go to red, then go to white, then red, whatever. And pairing is more important. So today, the dish is such, the second dish that you see on the menu, it's a belly, pork belly, and it's an excellent dish which will go better with the red wine. So we're giving red wine first, and then we go to the white, and then we go to the red. So that's how we're going to do. So I mean, I was to give you an example. I had wine was very good. It was Eroica Riesling from Dr. Nolden's collaboration, and I would give it 94 points. The black cod was excellent, and I would give it 96 points. But the combination was no less than 100 points. It is the best combination I've ever had. So that's where, you know, wine sometimes, it doesn't have to be a top grade wine, it doesn't have to be, it has to match with the food. And that's where I want you to look at it and give points for that. So different points.
You haven't given the range for
So the scale is 0 to 100 or 0 to 10?
So food and wine, okay, it should be 74 to 100. Keep it same as the others. 74 to 100, yeah. Because, you know, I don't want you to look silly when you're giving 85 to food and wine, you're giving 3. Because the chef really going to commit suicide, you know, because we've done the pairing and excellent pairing.
I don't know about you, but I'm getting hungry. Who's getting hungry? And the chef's looking at me going,
No,
go on.
chef has to give me okay, then shut up, then ready? All right, then why don't you report? Any other question? Any other question?
4 whites and 4 reds. 4 whites and 4 reds.
4 whites, 4 reds,
The
yeah.
menu that you sent us, there was only 1 white. So Sanjay ne jo menu दिया, उसमें सिर्फ 2 white reds.
You know, there are 4 whites and 4 reds. Every flight, every course has 1 Indian and 1 non-Indian. To keep it simple, we have not given the country, but Craig will tell you all about it later on.
It depends how much you're paying. Bakshish is what we're Bakshish is welcome. Don't be worried about that.
Same variety, right? The same variety.
Similar variety. They're not same. Maybe Any other questions? We can start. Like I said, after each course, Pratik, you want to have anything to say?
Nothing really.
Before we go on, you know, because we're going to have great food, and I should tell you that Pratik and Priyank, I call, by the way, don't copy my name. I'm the one who invented Picasso, Chef Picasso, okay? Don't call him Priyank anymore. He's done a wonderful job.
So I'll keep it very simple. You already have the menus in front of you. So what we do is, after we serve you the round of Anuj Push, which is already happening as we talk, please, there'll be order taking, so we request you to kindly share your preferences, veg, non-veg, allergies. If you want the chef to work a little harder, something out of the menu, we don't promise you to be as nice. But that said, yeah, the menu is right there. We'll be having the wines come in first, and then the food follows. So we want you to assess the wines for what they are on their own, followed by the corresponding pairing, or the course that's been served.
So you're going to have a white and a red with each course, is that it?
No. It goes to the white, red, white,
So with
red.
the main course then
Red.
Each course has a set pair of wines.
Paired wine, don't worry about it. It's a paired wine.
And there's
No,
plenty of it.
because I'm looking at the main. You have a choice between a shank and a prawn. So you're serving a red with whatever, and you have paired the prawn in such a way that it will go with the red.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the idea. So we've done half the job for you. The tough job, which is the mathematics, is what is left to you. So best of luck and enjoy. And there's some music which will be played as and when we feel happy or we want some background noise. A pleasant noise.
Also, Craig will be moderating the evening, meaning, you know, he is the one who decide when the next course, next wine's coming.
Exactly right. And who gets the lucky door prize?
Okay. Thank you very much.